Hi there, Lisa Maxwell. Page of Pentacles. We already have one card. This is the Gilded Tarot by Barbara Moore and Chiro Marchetti. The artwork is by Chiro Marchetti. Page of Pentacles. A little different from our page in the Shadowscapes Tarot. This one has a peacock with it. Page of Pentacles can sometimes be, it's lots of learning opportunities, and you just want to kind of learn about everything. Has a bit of a Sagittarian flair. And, you know, with this peacock there, I see that the page is looking at the peacock, you know, kind of rather than what it already has in its hand, which is quite valuable. And it's like, oh, should I follow this peacock, which can be Page of Pentacles. Like I'm going to do all kinds of things, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to learn about everything that I need to learn about. And I'm going to learn. And so this page is, I'm getting the feeling that this page has the sense of I'm going to follow the thing that's going to get me the most money, instead of valuing what I already have in my hands, not really appreciating what it already has. It's looking, the grass is greener kind of thing. And, you know, even though he is obviously dressed well and, you know, he doesn't seem to want for anything, he's definitely looking over his shoulder at this other opportunity, and definitely considering something else at the least. So this is, but it is a page. It's not an action card, so to speak, like a knight would be. It's not the Knight of Pentacles, but even the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, because it is a 3D. It's working with things on the 3D, so that knight definitely takes his time. This page is also we're in a learning place. So if there is something that you're, some kind of decision point that you're, you know, we've had all these decision points coming up in the past couple of weeks where we've had that Two of Wands come up. We've had the Four of Swords come up, and even the Four of Cups that came up in the reading last weekend was a and I really feel like, go back to that reading. I think that's a good reading to kind of consider over the course of the month. A lot of cards came out, I think, that are very much more of like a Pisces season theme, or at least the month of March. Just, I feel like that one's kind of a good thread. But in general, I feel like this particular page is definitely, you know, this particular card being a page is going to take some considered moves, but it's going to try to pull in as much information. We're going to pull in as much information as we can about a situation before we're making any moves. But there is definitely something that's attracting our attention. That's you know, we're not looking necessarily at, you know, it's important, I think, and what I'm getting from this card today is that we definitely also not only be looking at the things that are coming in, but we hold on, let's hold, like this page is doing, he's holding carefully onto he's recognizing the value of what he has. He hasn't put it down. It's still in his hands. So, you know, we're considering all options, and we're not going to make any fast moves. So that's the first card that came out, the Page of Pentacles. That's a card. Again, it's a card of learning, but weighing the decisions, taking in, and it's more than, it's being open to information. It is a card of curiosity, which is why the Page of Pentacles can sometimes be like player energy, because but you know, it's just curiosity. It's not actually doing anything. Remember, it's not an action card like a knight would be. Nothing has come out around that. We'll see what else comes up. Again, this is the Gilded Tarot by Barbara Moore and Chiro Marchetti. This is a reading. What are we at? March 8th. What are the other messages? Like this page, we're going to take our time with the messages that are coming through. I'm going to breathe. We'll consider. And here we have another card coming out. Ah, the Two of Wands. So yes, we're definitely making some kind of decision. The Two of Wands in this particular deck is a more grounded individual than the one that we saw. I mean, I don't know, actually. I mean, in the Shadowscapes tarot, we had that individual on, had, you know, plenty of friends around him. Whatever, it was a person, but they were on a precipice. So, but they didn't look concerned or worried about their kind of precarious situation. This individual is literally has its feet on the ground. So this kind of brings that energy back in a little bit of a different depiction. He's got like a bunch of ivy behind him. I forget the symbolism of ivy, but I think it's like evergreen, everlasting. It's always going to come back. It's really hard to kill ivy. So, you know, I see him kind of walking away from the ivy, though. I see him walking away from instead of trying to like kill off something that he's walking away from. He's turning his back on it, but he's letting live and let live. That kind of energy is happening here with this person. And there are two choices. One is leading toward a mountain. Another one, you know, this other one, but, you know, it's kind of, but both of these paths have, that almost looked like a lightning rod to me. Very, like, see how that the way the clouds are look like it's kind of a lightning rod for that. I mean, however, so, you know, no path is going to be without its difficulties, right? You know, we always say, oh, choose the path of least resistance. Well, that's true, you know, like, you know, definitely. But the path that's going to I think that just because something is difficult doesn't mean we shouldn't go for it. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's like, even though that mountain looks kind of daunting, that the fact that this other rod there, this other wand there seems to have like almost, I thought it was a lightning rod. I thought that was lightning coming out of that cloud. And, you know, even though that path has a deer on it, and it looks very calm and less arduous than the one with the mountain behind it, the mountain also has birds flying over it as well. So I think in either event, you know, we have an opportunity to, no matter which path we take in life, no matter which choice that we make in life, there are things that we're going to have to go through. Plain and simple. But it's life. And we often then choose to do nothing because we perceive that any change at all is not good. Well, that's a decision too, and that's fine. There is a choice to be made here, though. There's an opportunity here. And even though one path seems, actually, I think both of these paths have deer on them. And actually, in the background, if you see what that one here, there's a mountain over there. It just doesn't, this one has the mountain coming up. This one over here has the mountain coming up a little sooner. So what is perceived as a difficulty right out the gate doesn't mean that, you know, it's, I guess, look at your motivations. Coming back to this page, learn what you can about yourself, about, you know, I was talking earlier, like I learned a lot with a friend. I learned a lot this winter about like where my quit points are and what the motivations behind and the rationale behind my quit points were. And so, you know, it's kind of like I let my eyes trick me rather than sit and consider. Even this individual is considering Get grounded, take your time, continue, and know that we're going to get more information along the way. So even though something might look difficult, you're going to go get more information along the way. And the reality is you can still take your time and still continue forward progress. I think it might be a bit of a thing to ascend that mountain. And you might not feel like you're capable right now, but I think you can surprise yourself and you can take your time. There's no race. It's only when we compare ourselves or have some idea that other people are better at climbing mountains than we are that we kind of get weird about it. And that's what drags us down. That deflates our energy. And no path is wrong. What do I say? I say to my daughter all the time, I go, there's no right way or wrong way. There's just a right way and a long way. Right? And this could be a long way. That other one that looks so easy on the front end could be a longer way in reality. Skirting the issue. Sometimes just approaching it, but approaching it in a grounded manner is actually the shorter way. But, but handling things, So we have some choices. We have some information coming through. Wands, again, are the heart. So going in and being like, yeah, that way looks a little harder, but it's actually more what I feel like doing. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles as our final card. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is like, that's not the end of the suit. It's the end of the suit, but it's before the court card. So the Ten of Pentacles comes up before the page, right? And so the Ten of Pentacles is something, where we're actually, we're realizing how much value we actually have. This is, we understand what we actually value. It's, remember, the pentacles are the suit of health, the things that we do on the day-to-day that support our health, the manifestations of our physical health, how we feel in our body. And I'm getting right now just to say that, I feel like what helps us make in this, whatever decisions that we're making right now, whatever path that we're choosing, is going to be the one that you literally feel in your body is valuable. You will, like, if you sit there long enough and you'll feel this in a very visceral, in your body, in your muscles, in your blood, in your heart kind of way. This isn't something that is, this is something, where you recognize the value, where you see it, like it vibes with everything that who you are. It's something that resonates with your own value system. And that takes sitting, that takes taking some time, meditating, considering, taking in the information enough to kind of, gauge it without making any sudden moves and taking your time about that. Right? We've got what? A little mouse. He's a little mouse. Hello, little mouse. And a little turtle. Oh, I see the little turtle. See the little turtle? Taking his time. This is our surroundings, our home. Like, I don't live in a big place, but everything I value for the most part is here. I can, and the thing of it is at the end of the day, like a turtle, that turtle's home is always him. He can be anywhere and be at home. He's in the grass. Turtles can be in the water. And, we can take our time about figuring that out. This is financial stability. This is a happy home, a happy family life. Maybe we're recognizing, after we've made all these considerations that, it's like, whoa, what we valued was right here all along. Read The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho, right? That individual in that book realized that he went out and did all of these things to get wealth and all of that, but then realized that he had everything that he needed all along within himself. Or, and he ended up back in his homeland, but he ultimately realized that he realized what was very valuable. This is, like I said, this is financial abundance. This is good health. This is good, feeling secure. This is this is like retirement energy. Like really being content with really being in that place of contentment, no matter what's going on. And that's not easy to do these days, right? This is being able to be with uncertainty, but knowing your own inner value. These are, the kinds of things we get from meditation. At the bottom of the deck are the 5 of Pentacles. So this is the have and have nots, but again, it's only through connecting with the divine, that divine light, that we can, it's not always easy. Again, this is that card of uncertainty that, I was just talking about that. This is, being with the uncertain situations and knowing that and feeling that and that being very real for you. And then looking up and also choosing to anchor on the divine, anchor on your unique thread of divinity that was within you, and looking higher, like knowing that there is something bigger than us that is working, and it's beautiful, and it's also horrible as we go through it. But even in this deck, these people are not as finely dressed as this page, but they're not as poorly dressed as that remember that other individual in the Shadowscapes tarot with the 2 of Wands he only had like a loincloth or something on, right? And this little mouse, like even the smallest thing is never overlooked by the Almighty. The Almighty has us all. It's just a matter of us looking up and trying to create that relationship, looking up, asking, having a sense of inquiry, of curiosity, talking with higher power, whatever that might be for you. Opening our eyes up to, that accepting that there's more at play than this simple thing that's seemingly only going on with us. But we know that, there are so many people right now who are in difficult situations. And we have the King of Cups. So this is being in mastery of our emotions in a way that we are in emotional leadership. We are able to anchor our intuition, as it's almost like Chariot card vibes, like anchor, really read our intuition well, follow our inner voice to solid effect. Saturn is also like, utilizing our intuition in a very straightforward way rather than this like airy-fairy way, in a very practical way. The King of Cups in this card has Saturn behind him. So that's the use of intuition in order to, utilize our intuition to find more creative ways to be in a time of uncertainty. When the emotions and the tides are high, this king can, float around on them. He is on he's floating above, and the seas below him are calm. And there's also some like ferns or whatever. Ferns are also perennial, like the ivy. So those are some things at the bottom of the deck. There's some defensive energy, 9 of Wands, and then 4 of Pentacles. But, so basically it's taking our time. It's being courageous enough to look beyond that, our own, what seems to be meager situation. Look up, look around us, know that there are other people who are also dealing with things. to pray for them, pray for ourselves to have compassion during a time when people may not be acting their best, valuing everybody and where they are, our earthly family. The Almighty has us all, great and small. So that way we're not flying off the handle. We're actually being in compassion. We're finding creative solutions to things. Again, taking in that information to find creative solutions, being open and looking beyond the very difficult situations. And maybe, yes, we might have to do some difficult things on the front end. But we will all get there. And take your time. Everybody gets there and processes in their own pace. So I think I'll leave it at that. I'll give a synopsis reading that's a little shorter video. This is the longer one. If you have any questions or comments or feel like you want to share this with anybody, please do. That's what gets any kind of commentary, sharing, that's what gets the messages out to those who need them. If you want your own private reading, just direct message me. I can set up something with you. And again, take care. Much love.